everybody, welcome to another episode of Rookie Collectibles. I'm Daniel.
I'm Cheryl.
And today we have a special guest. We are here at ToyCon PH and we have Quiccs! What? Alright, so we're gonna do a quick interview session with him and find out more about what awesome stuff he has cooking. So yeah, Quiccs, let's begin. Let's start with TEQ63.
Congratulations.
Oh wait, congratulations.
Yeah.
How can we forget that
right.
though? Congratulations on the DTA win. That's Artist of the Year, fan voted, which is even more mad awesome. So congratulations to that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we are really excited to be able to interview you today. And let's begin. Let's start chatting about TEQ63. I think that's kind of where everything is at right now.
Alright.
So can you tell us more about TEQ63, the inspiration behind it, what's it all about?
So TEQ63, if Disney has Mickey Mouse, I have TEQ63.
Nice.
That's a good start.
Right? Wow.
It's TEQ is basically a character that's an amalgamation, a combination of all my influences growing up. So during the 80s, I watched a lot of like Voltes 5, through the 90s, like Gundam, Evangelion, Mazinger Z, Patlabor. So I really love Japanese robots. And also during the 90s, I was heavily influenced by American hip-hop scene, hip-hop music, East Coast, West Coast, and everything. And then I'm also a big fan and also a practitioner of the graffiti art scene. Since the early 2000s, I've always been a fan of graffiti, although there wasn't a scene in Manila before. But when I met some new friends during 2012, guys like Egg Fiasco, Trip, and Exiled, people who are known into graffiti in the Philippines, I also fell in love with it, so I started to practice graffiti as well.
Awesome.
Nice. And we see all of that combined into the work of Quiccs, right?
Yeah, and specifically the TEQ63 characters, combination.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. TEQ63 is also the mascot for ToyCon PH this year.
Yeah.
And that brings
really
us to Manila Killer. Can you tell us more about it? We do see the Manila flag, or the Philippines flag rather, featured prominently on the character this round.
Here we go. This is the Manila
So
Killer.
that's really cool. Tell us more about it.
This is like 10th, I think, 10th colorway for the series.
Oh, it's a 10th colorway.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to like come up with a colorway that represents the Philippines. You know, a lot of our athletes, like Manny Pacquiao, sports the jacket that looks like the Philippines.
Yeah, and I think we see it coming across very clearly
Yeah,
in the
for
picture. Yeah.
Main inspiration for that. So when the organizers invited me to be here, I thought of coming up with a colorway that represents the Philippines in the best way, because ToyCon Philippines is like one of the first conventions to be that was formed to be like a yearly thing in Manila.
Right, yeah.
Prior to like Singapore ToyCon, like Thailand ToyCon, we were already having this ToyCon.
Yes.
It started off like just a simple, humble convention of like people who like are into toys and comics and stuff.
Right.
And now it's kind of evolving.
Yeah, it's grown
It's
really
definitely
fast.
more
It's
big.
grown
Yeah.
Broadcast as well.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I wanted to introduce my vinyl toy, my designer toy. In the first place, designer toys, by the way, isn't that popular yet in Manila.
Yeah.
Just starting to.
Okay, that's good to know.
And so me being part of this convention is an honor for me to like be able to come up with a TEQ63 that is iconic to the Philippines as a country, and of course me as a designer for art toys.
Yeah, I think you have done a really great job so far. It's coming across very well in TEQ63.
Thank you.
Manila Killer.
Right, so speaking of that, let's move on to a couple of the other characters. Right, you have Sharko and Remi and the Ghost of Kurosawa, which sounds mad badass. And not only that, it looks mad badass.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Sharko and Remi first. What's the inspiration behind that, and Yeah, just tell us more, man. There is this Evangelion colorway.
Yeah, and he did
That
mention
looks so
that
cool.
it's also like kind of coming from his childhood watching anime.
Evangelion.
or
Evangelion,
which we love
exactly.
as well. So this is a fantastic piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more
Sure.
about the design of Sharko and Remi.
So I wanted to come up with a character that I can make a toy out of that can represent my style in the soulphobia category. So I came up with like another tech type of guy who wears like a mechanical or robotic helmet, but has more of an aesthetics that can reflect like a soulphobia kaiju kind of thing.
And we do see it here as well.
Yeah.
So one thing I noticed is that the TEQ63 has more of a rabbit kind of helmet. Is that right?
Yeah, more
and
like a
Sharko
Gundam.
is kind of like a shark.
Yeah, of course.
So is that something that
It is
is going along your other designs as well, in the sense of like the helmets will represent different animal characters?
No, not animals. Actually, this TEQ63 is heavily influenced by Candyland.
Oh,
I see.
Gundam,
Okay.
I see. Yeah, I can see the
That's pretty
thumbs
cool.
there now.
And Sharko and Remi is more of Evangelion.
Yes, exactly.
I see.
Now,
Oh.
people pick that up.
Right,
It's
okay.
actually, unicorn one.
Right, yeah,
Right,
it's
yeah.
exactly.
And I just like try to look for a combination of a shark and an animal.
Right, okay. Oh, that's pretty cool though.
Super
Yeah,
big
Now we
fan.
know. Yeah.
Right.
A real big fan of the design.
yeah. Okay. Will we ever see Unit 02 and then?
Yeah.
I make more one.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
we're
Right.
really looking
Yeah,
forward to
looking
that.
forward to that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
So actually, this colorway is very significant because
Right.
it's a homage to the
Right,
sword.
exactly, which is why it caught our attention the most.
Yeah.
Alright, let's talk about the Ghost of Kurosawa.
Yeah.
You actually brought a box here.
Thank you.
This is actually a collab I made for a co-creation. The
Right.
character itself is a co-creation with a Singaporean.
Right.
You
Flex
might know
Lab,
that.
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Quiccs. So,
Big names in Singapore then.
And it
it
looks
started out as just he invited me to create a character because he loves Star Wars.
Right.
Yeah.
So he invited me to like create a character with him that reflects Darth Vader. In fact.
Right. Okay. So we realized that this is a little bit more doll and figure-like. Is
Oh,
there
I
a
have my 1/6 scale
okay?
line started with TEQ63.
I see. Right. Yeah. We saw. Okay.
This guy.
Right. Yeah.
So Ghost of Kurosawa is a character that I wanted to pay homage to George Lucas as a director.
Oh, okay.
The things that inspired him to do
Right.
Star Wars, Episode 4 and Episode 5.
Right. Okay.
So I think a lot of you guys know that George Lucas was heavily inspired by the director Akira Kurosawa.
Oh, okay.
He
Right.
made films such as Throne of Blood and more significantly the movie entitled Hidden Fortress,
Okay.
which was its basis for Episode 4.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So and of course George Lucas had a lot of influence as well for Star Wars as a series from World War II. Things about World War II.
And so that's the
Which is why there's the armband and the okay.
So it's all like a combination of all of his influences. So we have Darth Vader, Akira Kurosawa is represented by the Shogun, like the warrior Japanese.
Right. Right.
And everything.
That's one thing I noticed as well, alongside with TEQ63, is that there is a very sneaker like influence
Yeah.
on
That's,
it. Like,
that's my hip hop culture.
Right,
so
okay.
that's where it comes from. So we also understand that Filipinos has a very strong sneaker
Yeah,
following
there's
as
a
well.
very strong sneaker culture here
Yeah.
as well, right?
I've always sported Adidas Superstars since college.
Right, that is why, I mean, with all of them, especially, you do see the 3 stripes. So that's
Yeah.
really cool, that's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, but thanks for telling us about this. Next up, we do have a lot of viewers that are Funko fans. And we do notice that you made something that's actually very much of a Funko style. I think it's here, right? Oh. There we go. So can you tell us more about it? I think that, everyone would love to see more about this and hear more about it as well.
Yeah, I'm very curious as well. Are you a Funko collector? Oh, okay. So you actually connected with your fans and found out that they are like Funko collectors in Philippines?
They are.
Yeah, there are a lot.
I actually consider it to be like some sort of a gateway
Right.
thing because Funko Pop is like a little bit of a design.
Right,
also,
yes.
Not really because it's commercial.
Right.
Yeah.
But at least it introduces people to
Exactly.
That's
art
exactly how we
choices
feel
and
as well.
Yeah.
a little bit of both.
Right, right.
Mhm.
So, I call this figure Forbidden TEQ.
Why forbidden?
Because it's a bootleg. You know,
I see.
playing along with
That's one way to do it, guys. Yeah, yeah.
Playing along with the Funko
Right,
license, but my own take on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this
It's detachable.
Forbidden TEQ
Wow.
is actually, yeah. I use magnets
Oh, that's pretty
just
cool.
because the material is resin,
Okay.
and if I use pegs, it's gonna be like inconsistent.
Oh, okay, okay.
The fit isn't too
Right.
good.
Just the technical side
Yeah,
of
exactly.
like, yeah,
By
the
using
artist
magnets,
voice.
you can have
Right.
some articulation.
Yeah.
Right, right, definitely.
The fit will always be perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we
nice.
get more flexibility with the toy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the background on this toy, I have this habit of like whatever platform or toy type you throw at me. I like what do you call this? Putting in my own tech style into it. So that's why I have small toys, big toys, dolls, and
Right. And
so
then,
it
yeah.
was a challenge for me to customize Mickey Mouse. This actually was based out of Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, the
Mark
feet,
there.
right? Yeah, the feet.
Wow.
Pretty much like
That's
that.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
so I saw a Mickey Mouse like I think I can make that Mickey
Yeah.
Mouse like TEQ63. So it was more of a personal challenge.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
that's
and
pretty
so
cool.
This one has a little bit more of a like cartoony, like a little bit more
Basically, how
cartoonish to it.
TEQ63 will look in the Funko Pop.
Ah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it translates pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. Who
And
knows,
this is
man?
kind of like
Yeah.
the size of a Funko Pop as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the base of the figure is
Right.
Mickey Mouse.
Right, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that looks pretty awesome. Who knows, guys? Maybe if you vote even harder, we can get this actually made into a real Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Let's get licensing done for that.
Yeah, but I think this will look awesome if it was also like in a Funko Pop like box size, so we can put it alongside our Funko Pop
Yeah,
as well.
but I think it's a very well done thing as
Yeah,
well. You
it's
know,
really adorable.
yeah, even they also look.
I just try to replicate.
Oh, it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
One piece of merchandise.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. This one?
We actually told Anyways, yes, so thanks for talking to us about the Forbidden TEQ63. I think that's pretty cool.
Talking about the packaging.
Right, yeah,
Basically,
okay.
like replicated how the classic
Funko Pop.
Yeah, and I think it's done very well.
Like everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mini version of a Funko Pop.
Yeah. Alright, so now we have all these products over here. Maybe you can tell us or give us a little sneak. What can we look forward to in the coming months, years, and are there any collaborations we could look out towards as well?
In particular is I'm very excited for my collaboration with a Korean toy company
Right, that's
called
ANATEQ, right?
Anatoy.
Yeah.
Right.
So we collaborated with like how I did TEQ63 in the Funko Pop world. How TEQ63 will look in the Anatoy world,
Wow.
kind of thing. And he's called the ANATEQ.
Yeah, that's very cool,
The
yeah.
thing I'm holding right now is the prototype.
Nice.
Wow, nice.
And they actually opened the pre-selling of this.
Right, so there's a pre-orders that's
if
actually
you
on.
pre-order it now, they will be shipped sometime in September.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
It will be coming up with 3 colorways.
oh nice, okay. So we'll leave more links in the description below for people who are interested in getting that.
Yeah.
Alongside that, are there any other colorways like with
Or
TEQ63 or
or-
Sharko that we could look forward to?
Of course. Series 2 just started with the
Cool.
black tech. I'm not sure.
Ooh.
It's alright.
Yeah. We have around 10 to 12 colorways in plan for the next 2 to 3 years.
Wow.
That's doubling
Okay.
your colorway collection for
Yeah.
TEQ63.
It's gonna be like over a long period of time.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah. And then the Sharkos, of course, will still continue to have more colorways of it.
Okay.
They also just recently released the Zeta figure
okay.
from with Devil Toys. It's my
Okay.
it's a combination of TEQ63 and Mazinger Z.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
That's something
okay. That's
unique.
gonna be pretty badass. Yeah. No,
yeah,
I don't think we.
I don't think I brought.
Okay. It's alright, it's alright. We'll leave all of them in the description below for anyone who wants to check it out. Yeah.
Show them a picture.
Right, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
Okay, and just thanks for giving us a quick overview of this. We are now going to go into a quick, I hope fun for Quiccs segment, which involves us passing him one of these. Now this is a DIY Funko Pop. It's plain for now. And we're gonna give him a couple of markers, and he's gonna just design anything he wants, best to his character and style. And yeah, and we will have this displayed at Simply Toys. So on to the montage. And we're done! Thanks for doing the custom for us, Quiccs. If you guys want to check it out, head down to Simply Toys at Plaza Singapura. It will be on display there. And yeah, Quiccs, do you want to say anything, do a shout out or a plug-in to your fans?
Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to see my works and want to get updated with my recent releases, you can follow me at Quiccs.
Oh, there it is, there it is.
Instagram and on Facebook. Thank you.
Awesome.
We'll leave that in the description as well, so do check that out.
Right, but before we go, Quiccs, as a quick thank you, here's a Funko Pop for you from both Simply Toys and us. This one is the Malayan.
Cool.
Awesome.
It's our local kaiju.
Yeah. Alright, but thank you very much again. Yeah, we hope to see you at the next one. Right?
Alright.
And see you guys. Thank you for watching this episode. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Oh, it's supposed to.
One piece of merchandise.
We're actually.
Yeah, that's good. On three, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Alright. Oh, looks good. Thank you.
At first glance, I was looking at another piece of crossbone Gundam.
Anyway.
Where were we? Oh my god, okay. Anyway.